All right. So we are back right now for draft season's night number 2. Day number 2 of the draft season's tournament. All right. So we're starting in here with the team names actually being wrong because that is my apologies. Technical difficulties on this one. However, for this first game, we're going with Team Support Diff or Supp Diff, depending on how you want to go ahead and read it. And we're going to be also having Team Needlessly Large Rods over here on the red side. All right. So let me go ahead and change that for you guys right now. And for this first game, I'm going to be rolling solo. We will be having Aiden joining later to help out with the casting. He is unavailable right this second. However, he will be back later. So a little bit less talking now. Let's get back into this. So we're going to see the Tristana band and we're going to see the Anar band here. So both champions are support gap, not BV. Yeah, my bad. Doomsday, I got that now. Don't worry. Don't you worry. It's been a little bit of running around trying to get everything sorted since I am solo for this first little bit, so I do apologize. However, we will make sure that for the second game it is switched around as well. So for this one, we are looking at a ban of Talon Tristana over on the side of Support Diff, and Needlessly Large Rods banning away the Ynar and the Udyr. Udyr is a very powerful jungler, very fast clear times, and his gank capability is very, very strong. He's a very, very fast player with stun capability, and he has been a very strong champion of late. So that is a very, very good ban in my opinion. The Nidalee being taken away, not quite as important here. However, Nidalee is a strong champion if you do know how to use her with the mobility that she has. And those spears can do some major, major damage to any squishies. So it's a fair enough ban. Darius, that is likely targeting Coltimus here. So we saw Coltimus last night on the Darius play very, very well in his game. He farmed up very well. He was team fighting very well. And overall, the Darius was a very strong pick for him. So likely that he doesn't want that in the hands of the enemy team. So they banned it away rather than him going ahead and taking it himself. So over here for Doomsday on the top lane, we're going to see the Cho'Gath being picked up. All right. So that's a good pick to me. I love Cho'Gath. You guys have heard me talk about it last night. If you guys were watching, Cho'Gath is one of my favorite champions, and he has been for a very long time. You can use him in so many ways. He's a very versatile champion. Whether you're trying to focus on AP or full tank, he is a very, very strong pick for the top lane and mid lane generally. This Echo pick I'm actually really liking as well. So I wasn't a huge fan of Echo for a little while. However, with the recent changes to everything and the way the meta has been going again, I'm actually liking this Echo pick. So this pickup is going to be really strong. And for this Leona as well, same idea. So that's going to be Mr. Nukenham down in support on the Leona. As you guys can probably tell, though, we do not have both teams organized from top through to support just based on champion pool. So not everybody has every single champion. So we're going to be rolling with whatever works best for them for today. Morgana being picked up for the side of Team Supp Diff. This is going to be very, very good for them. Morgana is an incredibly strong pick. We saw last night the heat-seeking missiles coming out in the second series. So we'll be seeing if we can get some more heat-seeking missiles, heat-seeking Qs here, the heat-seeking binds by the Morgana on here on this game mode of Cloudy Day. We're also going to see Yone picked up. This is the first time we're seeing Yone picked in draft seasons here. Yone is a very strong pick. He is similar to Yasuo, obviously, as everybody knows, but I think he is a little bit strong and a little bit more useful with his entire kit. Seems a little bit stronger than Yasuo in my opinion. And he's generally a very high pick ban rate, especially in low elo. So not too surprised by this Yone pick, and I think Yone is actually going to be really, really strong here. Camille being picked up for Coltimus in the top lane on the side of Needlessly Large Rods, unless we're going to see, you know, one of those things that we saw last night where we had a Camille support. That was a very interesting time, but somehow it worked out. However, it is likely going to be we're likely going to be seeing Camille go over to Coltimus in the top lane where she naturally sits. The Lux being banned away here from Kanawahara. The Lux ban, I don't see a huge issue with it. Lux is a relatively rangy champion who can pump out some major damage. She has a bit of a glass cannon, so she can get killed just as fast as she can kill. But she can definitely cause some issues for a more melee and close range style comp, as they're going for so far. And while I say that though, Camille has a lot of range. So while she is a melee and up in your face type of champion, she has a lot of range with that E off the wall. She has so much range to be able to stun and just close gaps and escape as well. So I'm thinking that this Lux ban is a pretty good ban, as well as the Samira. Samira is a very strong champion and still underrated in my opinion. With her ultimate just being as powerful as it is incredible how much damage she can pump out very, very quickly, especially once she gets that shield bow. The healing becomes incredible, so I'm liking that Samira ban. Over on the side of Team Supp Diff, the last two bans being Nunu and the Evelynn. Nunu having the mobility and some clear speed here. I think that Nunu is a good ban. Nunu is a relatively strong jungler, not quite on the same level as some other jungle picks right now, but I do like Nunu, and I do like the Evelynn ban as well, because Evelynn is a very, very, very strong champion if you get her farmed up, because once you hit level 6, she can become a real menace. As long as you know how to play her very well, time her abilities, work the charms well, weave in and out of vision, Evelynn can be a strong pick. This Warwick pick, we saw it last night once. It didn't work out too terribly. It did work out pretty well for, I believe it was Brias Sorolafis. So we saw him play that last night. Didn't go too poorly. Didn't go amazing, but didn't go that bad. So I think that the Warwick pickup is perfectly fine. With the way that the team comp is going, that Warwick is going to be able to lock some the ADC up on the other team. So that might be a little bit of an issue. However, they do have some peel to be able to avoid that. We have the Morgana Q, we have the Cho'Gath knockup, we're going to have the Diana knockup. Seraphine is going to be going down here. Likely in the bottom lane is kind of an ADC with a Morgana support, maybe? I'm not quite sure what we're going to be seeing here. I would have figured that it was going to be Morgana jungle. So maybe it's going to be a Yone bottom lane. I'm not quite too sure how this is going to work out here. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what ends up happening here. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. Team comp wise so far, I am liking Team Supp Diff. However, I am actually liking this Ezreal pickup because it gives them that much needed range. So with the Camille, with the Leona, they do have a lot of range to get some CC down. And on top of that, the Ezreal can go and use that range, right? Use that CC from range to go ahead and get some poke damage off. So I think that Ezreal pickup is pretty solid. And we're going to see, like I said, Echo, Ezreal, Leona bottom lane here. We're going to see Warwick up in the jungle. We're going to see Echo mid lane and Camille top lane. And it's looking like it's going to be a Diana jungle with a Morgana support. Okay, that makes sense. Diana is also a very strong jungler following the buffs that she received a patch or two ago. So her passive does extra damage now to the jungle monsters, and I think that Diana is also a very strong jungle pick that isn't quite as meta as I figured it was going to become once it got that buff. It seemed like Morgana started to take the stage in that regard. So we'll see what Cloudy Day here, or if you guys may remember him from last night, would be Fire Drago 11. If you guys can remember, he played, I believe it was Rek'Sai, and then actually I don't remember, so I apologize about that one. But however, we're going to see Cloudy Day, all right, Fire Drago, pick up the Diana here. We're going to see what he can do with this champion. I'm not quite too sure how much experience he's got on the champion, so we'll have to see what he's got and what kind of work he can get done. Same with Senpai on the Yone. I think this fits his playstyle. Last night we saw him play Vladimir. Last night we saw him play some more aggressive style champions, so I think that Yone is going to be a good pickup for him. And then we're going to see Leona for Mr. Nukem. I think this is going to be a strong pick as well. So last night we saw him pick Nautilus both games, so we know that he is a very... He usually leans towards more tanky, you know, CC heavy supports. So I'm liking this Leona pickup for him. I think Leona is slightly better than Nautilus, even though Nautilus is a fantastic champion. I think Leona is just so good because of her ability to lock down people for so long. When Leona wants to get onto you and wants to lock you down, you're kind of out of luck. So I'm really liking that Leona pickup for Mr. Nukem. I think he's going to do fantastic on that pick. So we'll have to see how he does, but I have high expectations for Mr. Nukem here on the Leona, and I have a lot of faith in him to produce some amazing plays. As an answer to you, Anthony, so Adunga will be on later. He got caught up with some family stuff, so he will be here after the first game, hopefully. Maybe the second game. However, for right now, I am running a solo show, which is perfectly fine. You guys are just going to have to deal with my voice alone for the first little bit. I'm going to do my absolute best to provide the same level of commentary and game knowledge as Aiden can. However, Aiden is slightly more knowledgeable than me, I feel, but I will do my absolute best to supplement it and provide my own... Thank you. I will do my best to absolutely provide the best quality that I can for this first little while. On top of that, so one thing I do want to talk about as well is the Seraphine Morgana bottom lane. So it's something that we don't usually see. However, We have seen it in higher elos. If you watch a lot of streamers, if you watch a lot of pro players in their solo queue games, Seraphine bottom lane is actually a very, very strong pick. So I think that this Seraphine Morgana lane is going to be rather annoying for the side of Needless to Large Rods to deal with, especially with the range they have and the amount of damage output that they actually have. Both of them doing some major damage, and AoE as well. Plus the Seraphine ultimate becomes so key once she hits that level 6, and it can actually turn the tides of a game. So here's the difference here. We're going to have Leona in the bottom lane as a melee support, right? Being able to lock people down, of course. However, with the Morgana here, the spell shield might be able to mitigate some of that. However, even if you get an E from the Leona, she still gets to travel to you. And then once that spell shield's gone, she can go ahead and lock you up with the Q. And if she has her ult up, she can lock you down with the ult as well. However, if she's going in there, she really has to be worried about that Morgana Seraphine CC, because Morgana and Seraphine can become very big issues, especially once they start to get a couple of items and their damage starts to increase. So we'll have to see how that's going to work out. Plus the amount of healing that comes out from Seraphine is incredible. One thing I'm looking for both sides actually is to prioritize a little bit of grievous wounds, whether it's the Oblivion Orb, the Executioner's Calling, whatever you may need to pick up. I think that's going to be of high priority, because we see the Yone, you usually build shield bow, and that healing must be, protected against, of course. Seraphine as well with the healing is going to be incredible. Plus the Warwick healing on the other side for our guys over here on Team Needless to Large Rods. All right, so that's what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for a priority of grievous wounds relatively early, not first item. I wouldn't expect. However, at some point in the first 15 to 20 minutes, I would expect most people who are being frontline to have at least some form of grievous wounds, whether it be Bramble Vest, Executioner's Calling, Oblivion Orb, as I previously mentioned. So another thing that I want to note here as well, so we do have a support why can't I talk right now? We do have a substitution, is the word I was looking for here. So we have a substitution for the side of Needless to Large Rods. We're going to be having a different jungler here tonight. All right, so we're seeing Jarrett in place of the jungler from last night. So Jarrett is coming in here as a substitute. However, I feel he has the potential to do really well. So we'll see what he can do, see how well he works with the team, and if he can get the good chemistry, because chemistry is all that you need for games to go well. Obviously, you need skill, and you need to have knowledge of like whatever game you're playing, whether it be actual sports, esports, no matter what it is. You need to have knowledge of the game. However, if you don't have chemistry at all, skill is not always the #1 factor here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the game. Spectator delay is finally over. So we're going to go ahead and go into here, and something on the UI is a little bit sketchy right now, so I apologize for that. I'm just going to go ahead and fix that really quickly. I apologize about that. So we're going to get rid of the PVC right there. So technical difficulties have been fixed, and we are now back on the normal layout here. We have the proper writing. We have the codes right. And apparently those are not in place. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. There we go. I apologize, guys. So like I said, running this alone at first, I forgot to change some things back after I was doing a little bit of work earlier. So again, as I mentioned last night, once these games are done, it'll likely be tomorrow is the goal. We're going to try to have all these games highlighted on Twitch. So we'll have each game segmented on their own, so you can click into each specific game, as well as taking them, cutting them, and putting them onto the YouTube channel. So if you guys would like to check out the YouTube channel, there is a link down in the About section of the Twitch channel here. It is the same thing, Draft Seasons on YouTube. We also have gone ahead and created an Instagram that will be being posted on very soon. We do not have everything up and running 100% for the Instagram yet, but we will be getting that sorted sometime in the following days as well. So look out for that as well. All right, so here in the mid lane, we're going to have Yone and Echo. So two melee champions, but both have the capability of providing some major burst damage, especially early. And they're both very aggressive champions if they want to be. So they both have the ability to obviously just hang out and farm, but both of them really like to be up in your face, personal, and really trying to beat each other. So we're going to see who ends up winning that battle, and we're going to see who ends up winning this jungle battle as well. So we're seeing the Warwick pull slightly ahead early, and then as soon as he makes it to the top side, it's going to be really interesting seeing that Scuttle Crab fight going top. So we see the Camille, we see the Cho'Gath, we see Coltimus on this Camille. I'm not quite too sure how familiar he is, but I feel like Coltimus should be good. Again, his Darius last night was very strong, so if he can keep the mechanics up from the Darius and transfer them to Camille, it should run pretty well for him. So this top Scuttle Crab fight is going to be really interesting. We also saw Doomsday on the Cho'Gath, so I'm curious to see how that'll play out, but we will find out in just a few moments. On top of that, in this bottom lane here, we're seeing Essence of Flames come in for Kanye Repest as the actual ADC of Team Supp Diff, playing the Seraphine against the Ezreal Leona with the Morgana backing him up. I think this is going to be a really strong lane for Team Supp Diff, so we'll see if that holds true, but I do think that Team Needlessly Large Rods has much capability to be able to fight and keep this game in their favor. So once Leona hits level 3, that is where she's going to be able to get in, get some major damage, especially with the Ezreal coming in for the damage from long range. I think it's going to be really strong on their part. And in the mid lane here, again, we have Peels 403 on the Echo against Senpai 76 on the Yone. So the memorable pick for me right now was yesterday we saw Senpai on Vladimir and Diana, and we saw Peels on Talon in the first game. So Peels actually did very well on the Talon, and I was not upset with anything that he did. I think he played very well. I think it was just unlucky the way the game went for him. We're going to see Peels flash in and the Ignite, and he's going to get that first blood. Very, very well played for Peels. That Echo is going to be able to pump out so much damage early. That was very, very good for him. And if he can push this wave in and go ahead, okay, never mind. He's not going to be able to quite as easily. We have the Diana there to support the mid laner here. Clean up some farm. Get herself ahead as well. Get herself in some good positions. And while I was talking as well, Jarrett on the Warwick here was able to secure that top Scuttle Crab. And are we going to see Peels give his life here? So we see Cloudy Day is going to be able to get the third auto in the queue. Yes, he is. Okay, absolutely worth for the side of Team Supp Diff. But as I'm talking about that, we're going for a fight down here in the bottom lane. The double flash. Jarrett going to be trying to go for the fear. However, Essence of Flames is going to have that black shield on him, so it's not going to really work. But he did manage to get the flash out of both Kano and Essence of Flames. And Kano Rahara and Essence of Flames are going to be able to pick up a kill. The Ezreal is going to go down. Wise Gopher is going to be going down. I don't think he's going to be too happy about that. But there's not only so much you can do in those situations. So very, very well played for the side of Support Diff. However, Needlessly Large Rods is not going to be too happy with that. But I think they should be fine. Ezreal is more of a mid-game champion. So once he gets an item or two and he starts to get online, he's going to be scary as well. Plus, again, like I said, the Leona, Aiden and I both can't speak enough on the Leona. Oh, okay, and as we were talking about this, Senpai 76 might be going down. Never mind, he's just going to be, he's going to E out, and he should be okay. So I feel like Senpai right here should be playing a little bit more careful, especially when he can see that Peels is so strong in this early game, and he really knows the champion so far. So I think that's going to be his game plan. Cloudy Day might be going for the dive here. However, I think it's better if he just pulls off. It was a solid enough idea, but I don't think they're in quite a good position enough to dive. Senpai with the W shield and the flash out, going to keep himself alive. It's the flash force. However, he's going to take that and keep his life. All right, and that's going to be a much, much larger prize for him than the flash. I think it's better to waste the flash and live rather than keep the flash and end up dying at this point in the game. Because if you go down 0-2 on the Yone and you give that Echo 2 kills early, that is not going to be good news for you. So we're going to see Yone just W, get the shield, flash out, and he's going to be okay. He also has the teleport, so Yone flash back in. Senpai is not going to be missing too much farm, which is good for him. And as this is all happening, we're going to see some more trading in the top lane. Nothing too crazy going on yet. But we are going to be seeing a gank here from the Warwick. We're going to see how well this is going to work out. That Fury is going to be really, really strong. And that Camille ultimate. Camille just hit 6. Coltimus, fantastic ultimate. This is a very, very close game so far. I'm really liking this is going for both teams. Both teams doing some very good things. So we're going to see who can end up pulling this off and get the game winner here. So we're a little over 6.5 minutes in. We're also going to see that dragon be spawned up. So our first dragon here is Mountain Dragon. So that means we only have 3 options for the soul. I'm going to guess that is probably going to be an Infernal Soul. No particular reason on that. I'm just gonna see if I can hedge my bets here. So we're gonna see a good trade here. We're gonna see Jarrett maybe trying to force something in the top lane again, which I don't think is 100% necessary. We're gonna see Senpai starting to deal some major damage as he's getting these items in. Okay, Jarrett's gonna be staying here. I don't think Doomsday knows that he's there though. But I think Jarrett might be wasting a little bit of time. However, if they can get this kill, that's actually really, really good for them. I think it's better as well if they can avoid letting the Cho'Gath farm up and get stronger and tankier. But I don't know if they're going to be able to finish that kill. So a little bit of a waste of time. That did allow Cloudy Day over here to get the dragon on the Diana here. So Diana, again, like I said, very strong pick. She got buffed around the same time as Morgana, just isn't getting quite the same amount of playtime. And I think Diana is a fantastic pick. So we're going to see that Diana start to likely take over the jungle, especially with Jarrett wasting some more time here. So he's going to stay top. If they could have got that kill, that would have been really good. However, it seemed like a little bit of a time waster just because of how long it took. So we're going to see Jarrett likely go to do the same thing that Diana is doing right now. So Cloudy Day is doing some counter jungling. It's looking like Jarrett's going to be doing some counter jungling as well. And the Warwick get taken out the Gromp right now. So it's just going to be a trade top side for bottom side, respectively. We're going to see a few members back, get themselves back to lane, pick up some items. That's going to be a Phage and a Sheen completed over here for Cultimus on the Camille. And we're going to go straight for Tabbies and Bramble Vest on the Cho'Gath. Like I was talking about earlier, Doomsday prioritizing that Grievous Wounds. All right, so that is going to be a good call. And I think that is an absolutely great idea. Plus, it gives the armor that is needed. So I think that's going to be a really, really good idea, as the only AP damage on that team is going to be the Echo. And while Echo is seemingly rather strong right now, okay, and as I'm saying, that Echo is going to be going down to get a kill. It looks like the Ignite's going to go ahead and tick away and take Senpai 76 out. Great job from the Peels. As I'm praising the Echo, fantastic work. All right, we're just going to see more trading going down in the bottom lane. Not a whole lot going on. So the next dragon is up in 3.5 minutes. I was incorrect on my guess of the Infernal Soul, which is perfectly fine. So whoever picks up this next dragon, I think he's going to really start to get a little bit more of a hold on the game. So we see Peels ahead in the mid lane. We see Cloudy Day ahead in the jungle. So it's kind of back and forth right now on who's going to be in the lead, who's going to be doing, who's going to be taking their gold differential and using it a little bit more. So we see Jarrett over here going for that Rift Herald. It might have been spotted out by Doomsday on the Cho'Gath. However, it seemed as though Doomsday was just tossing down a ward. So the no vision has been granted. I don't think anybody knows that Jarrett is on that Rift Herald, which is good for him. He's going to be able to pick that up and help his team get some more pressure here. But in about a minute or so, I'm like looking to see both teams try to start posturing around Dragon and prioritizing it, because I think that Dragon Soul in this game is going to be very, very important. Of course, I always think that Dragon Soul is going to be important. However, this game right now, especially with Senpai being down 2 levels already, I think it's going to be very important. And if we see that Ocean Soul for the extra healing, I think that's going to be a very, very big deal. And I think for the side of Team Supp Diff, that Ocean Soul would be absolutely incredible. With the passive healing that Ocean Soul will give you, plus the Seraphine, plus the fact that Cho'Gath heals up from his passive, plus Yone is going to be having that shield bow likely. I think that the Ocean Soul healing, like the passive healing plus all the active healing that's been going down from that team, would be absolutely fantastic for them. And on the side of Team Needlessly Large Rods, I think a Cloud Soul will be working better for them, because they have a lot of ultimates that are fantastic on cooldown. So Camille's ultimate is going to be very strong. We see Warwick's ultimate going to be very strong, able to lock down a certain one champion at a time. However, if he can get onto Seraphine, if he can get onto the Yone and take them out of the fight early, that's going to be very, very strong. So I think the Cloud Soul for them would be good. And on the opposite side, again, I think that it would be better for the Ocean Soul. So we'll see what ends up happening. I don't see anybody really posturing around the dragon just yet. However, we do see a little bit of priority in the bottom lane here for Needlessly Large Rods, so it seems like they might be able to get some vision. But right now, we are seeing a little bit more vision from the side of Team Supp Diff based on those 2 bottom side wards on their part. Though the 1 pink ward is in that river bush by the mid lane for the side of Team Needlessly Large Rods. And right now, it's looking like they're preparing for a dive top. However, Cloudy Day is not going to go ahead and take that. He was just going to back away. Leave that alone, because Cultimus is pretty strong on the Camille and has the ability to lock somebody down underneath the turret. So I think it's a good idea for them to not go ahead and force that dive. So I'm liking that idea there. We're going to see Peel staying aggressive, and we're going to see Cloudy Day going in on Jarrett, using the ultimate ability, and wow, that is a lot of damage. That Diana is so far ahead right now. She's up 2 kills to 0, up 30 farm. And as I'm saying that, we're also going to see the bottom lane have a major fight as well. Wise Gopher is going to be getting hit by the heat-seeking Q. Oh, and he's going to be able to E-flash out. He might be able to pick up a kill back here on Essence of Flames. Oh, what a play by Wise Gopher. Wise Gopher, absolutely genius. He might be getting hit by the heat-seeking Q. No, the Tormented Soil is going to be taking him out. And that life is going to be donated over. And as we see that as well, Peels is going to be taken out in the mid lane by Cloudy Day and Senpai. So Cloudy Day really starting to take over this game right now. So he is 1,700 gold ahead of the Warwick. However, we do see Coltimus on the Camille being a few hundred gold ahead of the Cho'Gath on the enemy side. He's a little bit ahead of Doomsday. And we do see the Echo being 700 gold ahead of the Yone. So Peels 403 doing fantastic on this pick. And like I said, he seems to prioritize the aggressive champions. So I'm liking this pick for him. And I think that Team Needless Large Raj is actually in a solid enough position for this dragon. We see the Echo coming down. Warwick's going to have to back off here. Mr. Nukem in a really awkward position right now. However, I think he is going to be able to get out of it. Now, Diana does not have her ultimate just yet. Coltimus TPing in. I think this is going to be good if Ezreal can come in and help. However, Ezreal's just staying bottom lane, which is unfortunate for them. I don't know if that's lack of communication or if he was trying to farm. However, Peel is going to be coming in to help out. Doomsday going to be looking to get some damage on Coltimus here. I think that Ezreal ultimate is a little bit late, and I think Wise Gopher's going in a little bit late as well. So he's going to go ahead and get popped. That is unfortunate for him. And the team, Supp Diff, is going to pick up that second dragon as well. So we are going to see an Ocean Soul. So like I said, that Ocean Soul is going to be useful for Team Supp Diff with the passive healing and the active healing that they're going to be having. So I think that this is looking to be in the favor of Team Supp Diff. And that Rift Herald is going to be going down. It's likely just because it was running out of time. So that Rift Herald likely going to be going mid, I assume, as we can see it running down right now. And while we see, Jarrett being behind on this Warwick, we also see Peels being ahead on this Echo, right? So Peels is getting strong. Coltimus is doing well on the Camille. He had to teleport in and use his flash in that last fight, but he was able to use his ult, and he actually ended up living. Echo here is going to be taking out the first turret, so Peels is going to be getting a lot of gold in his pocket, doing some major damage onto Senpai. Senpai is looking to be possibly going down again, but Cloudy Day is going to pick up the kill in return. Actually, it's going to be Senpai. That's really, really good for Senpai on the Yone, going to be getting that kill. However, Echo is going to be getting a lot of gold in his pocket. Peels picked up that first turret gold, so that's really good for him. And it's really looking like Team Needlessly Large Raj is really prioritizing Doomsday right now. So they really do not want this Cho'Gath to get any breathing room, which is honestly fair because late game, he can become an absolute menace. And as we say that right now, Doomsday building full tank items right now is able to easily 1v2 and take out the Warwick. And it's looking like Coltimus is going to go down with Camille as well. Cloudy Day is going to come in and just toss in the Q. KS donated the kill, whatever you want to call it. That's all that happened there. So we're going to see Doomsday get his demolish off on this top turret, which is very good for him. Team Supp Diff, like I said, starting to show that they're going to be pulling ahead in quite a few ways. However, Peels right here is the X factor to me. Peels on the side of Needlessly Large Raj is doing fantastic. He is very strong right now. And as much as the kill difference is starting to show and the gold difference is starting to show, I still think that Team Needlessly Large Raj is absolutely in this game. Peels is probably going to be able to solo kill Doomsday here on the Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath does not have any MR yet. He is building full armor based on the Camille, based on the Warwick, based on the Ezreal, and as I said, Peels, again, being that X factor for Team Needlessly Large Raj. Peels is playing absolutely out of his mind. I really, really like this Echo pick so far. He's incredibly strong on this champion, it seems, and that is a very, very good pickup for him top. That roam was fantastic, a role swap, it seems, at that. Mr. Nukem is going to be going down low. Wise Gopher as well. It's looking like they're probably just going to have to go ahead and back away because if they stay at all, they're just going to be getting dove, which is not good on their part. So we're going to see Peels getting some damage on this top lane turret as well. He's going to be sharing the wealth, sharing the objective scores for himself. Sharing it with me, myself, and I is what he's trying to get at here. We do see Senpai on the Yone coming to contest him. But Peels is just going to be able to walk away. Peels is so strong right now that I think he can fight pretty much anybody in the game, aside from possibly this Diana, just because the amount of damage that this Diana can pull out right now. However, what we did see is Peels 1v2 against Cloudy Day and Senpai. All right. And Peels did very well. He was able to pick up the Yone. He was able to pick up Senpai. So we know that he can handle these strenuous situations and these stressful situations if he's put into them. So I'm thinking that Peels might be able to take this game over if his team can really start playing around him and supporting him. I think that Peels is going to be able to really take over, especially against the Cho'Gath right now, who's just getting his first MR item. Doomsday is very tanky, but Echo is putting out so much damage. Ezreal ultimate is going to do some damage, clear the wave out a little bit, you know, thin it out, so that way it's a lot easier for him to pick up some farm. And one thing I do want to note here is we see Echo going for the Kempung Chainsword earlier, right? So like I was talking about earlier, we were going to see those Grievous Wounds prioritized pretty heavily. So I'm actually liking that pick. I'm not a huge fan of it first item. However, I think it's a good pickup for him. Cloudy Day going to be going in. Wise Gopher going to be able to get some major damage down. Leonie's going to be able to lock him up. Cloudy Day might be donating his life over here, though, with the ultimate. Yes, he's going to be donating his life. Unfortunately, that does go to Mr. Nukem instead of Wise Gopher. However, that is really, really good for them. That is a lot of gold in their pockets. That's going to be able to make Leon a little bit more tanky. So Mr. Nukem is going to be a little bit stronger here, and this bottom lane is going to be a little bit easier. And while we're saying this, another Rift Herald being popped by Jarrett here, okay? So on top of this, we're also going to see the dragon up in 20 seconds. So we're going to see either Soul Point for the side of Team Supp Diff or the first dragon picked up for the side of Team Needless Large Rods. But with the amount of priority that they have right now, I think that Team Needless Large Rods should be working towards this dragon here instead of trying to work on the top side jungle. Because what they're doing now is they're allowing Team Supp Diff to go ahead and, you know, work towards the dragon and get more priority themselves, because they're going to be the first team there. So they're going to be able to take over the river control, and it's going to be Team Needs Large Rods fighting inward, all right? So it is not necessarily exactly what they wanted. So if they can get the binding from Kano Rahara out and dodge, that is very strong for them. Jared's going to be locking down Senpai. Camille's going to be taking down Essence of Flames. Colton is going to be doing some major damage, but he's also going to have some major damage done to him. Peels is going to be getting knocked up. And this 3v5, I think that was a little bit overzealous from their team. I'm not going to lie to you. I think they're a little bit overzealous. I think they could have won that team fight if they played a little bit more patiently. But Team Unity Large Rods trying to force something a little bit too early and going in 3v5. That is going to be unfortunate for them. Wise Gopher is going to have to pop the cleanse. I think they're just going to have to back up here. Just accept the fact that they are on Soul Point and go ahead and go back to farming, all right? So we're going to have Ezreal coming online a little bit more once he gets these items. He does not have a whole lot of damage yet, as he did opt to go for that Kempung Chainsword early. I think it would have been better if he probably just went for the Executioner's Calling and then went for his normal build, whether he wanted to go for Essence Reaver, whether he wanted to go for Triforce, or, you know, whatever item he wanted to go for here. However, that is what we do see. And Mr. Nukem caught between a rock and a hard place right now. He's going to be likely getting dove. If he can dodge some of the CC, I think he might be okay. However, you can't really dodge everything. When you have that much CC on a team, I don't think it's possible. We're going to see the Ezreal ultimate come out to thin down the wave. Peels is going to be here as well on the Echo. Essence of Flames might be going down. Peels has no ultimate ability. But this Cloudy Day on this Diana is just doing so much damage. You're going to see the TPN from Doomsbay, and it's looking like a big push here in the bottom lane for the side of Team Supp Diff. I think this is a little bit, like, you know, a little bit more of their game to lose at this point. They have 3 dragons now. They have a lot of turrets. We did see some major promise from the side of Team Needs Large Rods early, as they got a lot of pressure in the mid lane. However, we're just going to need to see them all come back. Mr. Nukem will be getting hit by that heat-seeking binding, taking some damage. Colton is going to be coming in, though, be able to help defend the base. And right now we're seeing that Ocean Soul possibility for the side of Team Supp Diff coming up in 3.5 minutes or so. So we'll likely see them try to posture around that in about 2 minutes, start getting it set up early, I hope. We have not seen too many early setups yet. However, I would like to see it, especially for this next one, since it is Soul Point. Colton is going to be getting caught up by that Dark Binding, but he's just going to be able to use his E and get away here. The mobility that Camille has is absolutely fantastic, so Colton is going to be able to get out. Cloudy Day is going to be trying to be a little too over-aggressive here, and to be wasting that ultimate ability, I think. However, it's perfectly fine. You know, he was going overzealous. He's not 1-4, so he's still incredibly strong. So I don't think there is too much of an issue with that. It was worth a try. The ultimate ability is not too long of a cooldown. It could be worse. It's not quite as bad as like a Shenar. So that is perfectly fine in my eyes. All right. So in 2.5 minutes or so, 2 minutes 43 seconds, we're going to see that Ocean Soul picked up. We're going to see the first dragon picked up for Needs Large Rods. I would like to see it go over to Needs Large Rods, because I think if they get this dragon, then it's going to give them a little bit more of an advantage here. That Warwick is going to be a little bit stronger. Again, adding passive healing to his active healing. We're going to see the Echo get a little bit of health regen. But honestly, if Team Support Diff gets that Ocean Soul with the Seraphine, with the Yone, I think that it might be a little bit of a lost cause for Team Needs Large Rods. But at the same time, this is only game 1. So it is likely possible that we can see Needlessly Large Rods make some adjustments after this and go ahead and win the next game. The number one thing I'm seeing here, though, is maybe a slight lack of communication in some of these instances. Like we saw the one dragon fight where the Ezreal and the Leona were towards the bottom side of the river, towards the bottom lane. And as I'm talking, Jared's going to be going down on this Warwick again. All right, so that's going to be unlucky for him. Peel's going to be in on the Echo, but there's not a whole lot you can do at that point. If he had Flash, he might have been able to get out. It's looking like he's actually okay, though. We see Coltimus and Mr. Nukem here to support him. Black Shield going down onto the Cho'Gath. Coltimus is going to be using his E in, trying to help out his teammate. However, they're going to be a little bit out of range to do anything, and we do see the Seraphine roaming up. Essence of Flames on the Seraphine, going to be doing some major work with the Moonstone Renewer, with the Staff of Flowing Water. Seraphine is becoming a real issue, I think, as we see 10 assists already. Morgana 309, Diana 10-1 and 5. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Diana is not getting quite the same recognition as, you know, champions like the Morgana or champions like the Rumble, where we're seeing as the most popular AP junglers right now. But Diana is an incredibly strong pick, and I don't think people quite realize just how strong she really is. And honestly, if you get ahead on Diana at all, it is incredible the damage that she can pump out, and fast. She has very, very good mobility. Her clear speed is incredibly fast. And the amount of damage she can do to champions as well, not just to the jungle monsters, is incredible. So right now we're seeing a 3-1-1. We're seeing Senpai take down the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. And we're seeing this gold lead start to grow. We're seeing around an 8,000 gold gap, 7,500 for the side of Team Supp Diff. Peel's going in, super aggressive on the Echo. Senpai going to be taking a lot of damage, but Cloudy Day is going to be there to help him secure that kill. That's going to be really good going over to Senpai, as Cloudy Day is already 10-1. I think that kill onto Senpai is much stronger. But again, a little bit overzealous. I think a little bit of over-aggression. I think that Team Needlessly Large Rods still has potential to do some good things. However, I think a few of the things that I'm seeing right now is a little bit over-aggression. If they can take that back a little bit, they're going to be very, very strong coming in together, all right? So they're obviously a little bit more of a pick-heavy comp. And again, speaking of picks right here, very, very good pick for them. This is going to be Ocean Soul taken by the side of Support Diff. However, this is going to be a very, very good pick, maybe even two. But we have Doomsday coming in here on the Cho'Gath to intersect. And that is not great news for the side of Team Needlessly Large Rods. However, I do think they are strong enough to be able to maybe get Kano Rahara down here. The lockdown from the Leona doing some major damage. Kano Rahara likely going to be going down. They're trying to run away too much. However, Senpai is going to be, you know, popping his E, doing some major damage. Coltimus is going to be able to live for quite a while. But we do see Cloudy Day coming in doing some major damage. Senpai on the Yone. Peels is going to be going down as well. Like I said, Peels has been the X factor. However, there's only so much you can do once that Diana gets as far ahead as she did. So Cloudy Day here on the Diana doing fantastic. Like I said, last night we saw him on the Rek'Sai on the account Fire Drago 11. So I think that this Diana should be getting banned away from the next game. All right. So this Diana cannot make it through for the next game. With how strong it is unbelievable that more people aren't playing it right now. So I'd like to see this Diana banned away for the side of Needlessly Large Rods, because I think Diana has really been the major X factor in this game. Obviously, Doomsday on the Cho'Gath has been very strong as well. However, I think this Diana has been the major issue. All right, so the Diana got a little bit ahead early, and once she gets a little bit ahead, if you don't have an ability to shut her down, she is incredibly strong. Yone, same thing. But again, I've talked about the X factor of Peels. Peels is very, very strong in the Echo. If they can find a couple of these picks, get some major kills down, they have the Elder Dragon coming up in 4 minutes, they can turn this game around. If they can get 1 or 2 picks around the time of the Dragon, pick up that Elder Dragon, all right, that's going to be very strong. They can maybe pick up a couple other kills in that sense. And then from there, maybe get a Baron, get some major pushes. Essence of Flames is going to be sending that ult wide. That is perfectly fine. That is really, really good for the side of Team Needlessly Large Rods. And Mr. Nukem might be out of luck here. However, the Heat-Seeking Binding is going to miss again. Mr. Nukem going to be able to hopefully get away here. I think there's a possibility he might be getting away. But Doomsday coming in on the Cho'Gath might be able to get the knockup. Mr. Nukem is running. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it away. That took a long time and it took a lot of resources. However, I think that Team Supp Diff is going to be looking for the end here. Alright, so I think they have the capability. They have the Cho'Gath, but it's looking like Cho'Gath is going to base and maybe base TP. But, okay, he's seeking bot and he's going to be taking out Peels on the Echo. The knockup's going to just miss. Peels going to have to ultimate right away. Absolute major damage coming out from the Diana, but Diana's going to give her life. Coltimus You're going to be able to lock down Senpai on the One, right? With the Camille ultimate here. Senpai is going to be coming back in. He's going to be trying to fight Wise Gopher. Wise Gopher is going to be able to pick up that kill. That's a huge shutdown for him. Again, we have the Elder Dragon coming up in 3 minutes. If they can defend here, Nisula Draws has the ability to get back into this game. Alright, so if they can go ahead and defend, we see Wise Gopher starting to do some major damage. Alright, so Wise Gopher can go ahead and pick up some good kills here, and maybe they can get some picks, right? So they're going to be trying to end, but they do not have any minions. So if they can get a lock up here, Doomsday might be out of luck. Okay, he's seeing binding misses as well. So perfect. Alright, so this is good. All we need to see right now is Team Nisula Draws take it slow, go back to defending, clear out these waves, get these lanes pushed out so that way they're not under too much pressure, and hopefully get in a position where they can maybe set up and get this Elder Dragon. Because like I said, this Elder Dragon can turn the game around. But on the flip side, if we do see Team Supp Diff go ahead and get this Elder Dragon, I think that is spelling the end of the game for them. So it's really coming down to this dragon. It's up in a little over 2 minutes. So I'm thinking this Elder Dragon is going to be a very, very major point in this game, because it's either, like I said, Nisula Draws gets back in, or Team Supp Diff going to go ahead and pick up their first win of the night. So there are quite a few things that I've seen though. So I am seeing a lot of promise from the side of Team Nisula Draws and a lot of promise from the side of Supp Diff. Both teams are doing very good things, as I was talking about earlier. However, what we're seeing right now is just in the Cho'Gath getting so tanky, so tanky, and being mostly AD centric. The side of Team Nisula Draws isn't going to be able to pump out that much damage, especially against the Cho'Gath with the Bramble Vest, the Tabbies, or the Plated Steel Caps as they're called now, sorry, the Gargoyle. Peel's going to be able to take him down though, likely. Unfortunate, he's going to go down, but Essence of Flames is going to be Cloudy Day is going to be flashing in. Diana might be going down. Doomsday is having a fight over here. Jarrett and Coltimus doing some major work here. Coltimus might be able to take out the Seraphine. Even if not, it's really good. Really good fight here. Like I said, Dragon's up in minute 15. I think if they can get this and clear these waves, they're going to be able to do it. They do have a wave pushing in the bottom lane. So if we might need to see one person go for that. They're chasing a little bit. So what I'd like to see right now is at least 1 or 2 people peel off, go clear the wave in their base, and then come back. The rest of the team set up for the dragon. Wise Gopher going to be forced to use the cleanse. Doomsday likely going to be able to hit this rupture. Oh, the rupture just goes wide. Okay, Doomsday still going to be chasing though. Yone's on, well, Senpai on the Yone is going to be hitting the ultimate ability here. Mr. Nukenham is going to be going down again. Jarrett and Wise Gopher are going to be doing good. However, one thing, again, a little bit over aggressive there. We saw them chase a little bit too much when I think that they should have just backed up, cleared the waves, gone ahead, get some vision around that dragon, and maybe picked up that dragon. Oh, we see major healing from Jarrett. That is a really good play for him. Peels likely going to be going down to the Senpai here. All right, so Senpai on the Yone really starting to come alive and do some major damage. Coltimus doing everything he can. Wise Gopher doing everything he can. They're playing really well. Peels on this Echo was doing so well, but he's donated his life over a few times now. But at the same time, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. What we're seeing is a lot of promise from Peels here. Again, the X Factor. Coltimus, the X Factor. Wise Gopher really starting to pick it up. As I said, as the game is starting to go on, Ezreal starts to get an item or two. He gets to become really strong. He decided to go for Divine Sunder, maybe a little bit more tanky style. And at the same time, that's going to help him in dealing with Doomsday on the Cho'Gath. We are going to hopefully see, we're going to maybe see a steal. Never mind, Jarrett's just going to be getting locked up, and that Elder Dragon is going to go over to side to support Diff. I think that's going to spell the end of the game for Team Supp Diff. Instead, they're going to be looking for the Baron here. I don't know if the Baron is absolutely necessary. However, they're going to be going for the Baron, and then once they get the Baron, that's essentially game over. Elder Dragon plus Baron equals guaranteed win, unless something absolutely insane happens, and Team Nisula Draws just pulls out the greatest player of their lives, which honestly is still possible. However, it is looking like it's going to be a game that is going to be won by Team Supp Diff. Cho'Gath just going to go ahead and feast on that Baron, and they're perfectly in line to go ahead and pick up this W. I think that this is a very strong showing again for Cloudy Day on the Diana and Doomsday on the Cho'Gath. Those are two champions I'm looking to probably get banned out for the next game in that first run. Mr. Nukenham has been doing pretty well on the Leona. He's been able to get himself out of some sticky situation, be able to lock down and get some kills with his ADC. Wise Gopher on the Ezreal. He's also been able to help his other teammates get a lot of work done. He's done very well with vision control. We've seen Jarrett do pretty well with vision control as well. This Warwick pick isn't quite working out, I'm assuming, as he had hoped. So maybe we're going to see a little bit of a different champion choice for the next game. But we see Doomsday on this Cho'Gath just absolutely enormous. and that is really, really scary to be looking at. You see a massive dinosaur void monster coming at you like that. There's not a whole lot you can do. Wise Gopher doing his absolute best, but it's looking like Team Supp Diff going to be able to take out an inhibitor with the Seraphine, with the Cho'Gath, with the Yone, with the Diana, and they're just going to go ahead and look to end here. So we have the Demolish up for the Cho'Gath. We're going to see some major damage go down, though. Coltimus on the Camille is going to be doing some major damage. They're going to be able to take out Doomsday, so that front line is going to be gone. But the Diana Yone's team fight is just going to be absolutely incredible. This team fight capability of Team Support Diff really has won them the game, in my opinion. And we just saw some crazy plays. I apologize for the game freezing. I'm not quite too sure what happened. However, my assumption here is that we're going to go ahead and see the side of Team Supp Diff take out the Nexus turret, take out the Nexus, and end the game.